Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Spencer. On today's episode, we're doing top 10 video. First one I've done, and we're doing the Shelf of Shame. I'm bringing it out into the light. It's a holiday season, kind of like a Scrooge, Ghost of Christmas Past. I want to share my top 10 games that I haven't played that I own, and because I feel like as board gamers we all have that pile of games that we just want to get to the table, but we haven't for whatever reason. So with all that being said, let's dive in to the top 10 Shelf of Shame games. Alright, first things, a couple honorable mentions. I have Under Falling Skies and Hostage Negotiator. I've played them. Haven't done the campaign though, and I want to get those to the table in 2023. Own them, love the games, need to get them to the table more. I also, a couple other honorable mentions. Red Rising, Dinosaur World, bought both of these, got hyped into them, and just haven't gotten them to the table for one reason or another. I don't know, but they're not like bad games to have not played. As you'll see on this list, there are some games that really need to get to the table. So let's get into it. Number 10 game is going to be Aeon Zen. This, you're going to be playing mages as you're defending the Graveholt from the Nemesis. It's a deck builder. There's a variable turn order. I've seen videos on this. It's one of the first games I bought when I got into board gaming. It was Zombicide. It was Ticket to Ride. It was this, and I've played it maybe once, and I need to get it to the table. It is insane. This game, I've heard so many good things. It's a game that needs to get to the table. Absolutely. One other thing that I like about this, that I've read about, is that the way you discard your cards, you just flip the deck over, and that's your new turn. So you have to really think about what cards you're playing. There's a lot of thinking going into this. Aeon Zen, my number 10 Shelf of Shame game. Alright, number 9 is a new game. Still in Shrink. Warp's Edge. This is a solo bag builder. Kind of a sci-fi themed game where you're going up against, the enemy starships. You're taking your ship up against it. But the thing that intrigued me about this is it's a roguelike game where you kind of take the ship, you go and you fight, and then you get as far as you can and you revert back, but all of the enemies you just fought stay the same. So you know kind of the path you're going to take, and you can predict and you can build around that. Roguelike games are a favorite of mine. You think, Vampire Survivors, Hades, Slay the Spire. Those kind of games I really enjoy. You just kind of get better and you go as far as you can. There's not necessarily an end game. You just kind of go as far as you can, and it's good as you can get it. So Warp's Edge, number 9, because at the end of the day, it's still kind of a newer game that I just recently bought, so it's not too shamey yet, but it's going to get there very quickly. I need to get this to the table. Number 9, Warp's Edge. My number 8 game, also a new game, that just came out this year, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. This is a Pandemic system game, which for me, Pandemic, and I'm sure a lot of people, one of the first games that you played getting into the hobby was Pandemic. This Star Wars theme, I love Star Wars, I'm into it, and I had to have it, but I haven't tabled it yet. And it's kind of lower on the list because, like I said, it's a newer game, but it's still in Shrink. This game has minis that need to be painted, and it has Pandemic games that need to be played. You're going up against a different villain. It is a little different than the traditional Pandemic, being that you're going up against a villain. I think General Grievous is one. I don't know. I'm gonna see the other ones real quick. Count Dooku, Darth Maul. 50 plastic miniatures. Yeah. You're putting out fires all over these planets as a Jedi. There's missions. What else can you say? Number 8, Shelf of Shame. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Looking forward to playing this very soon. Number 7 is a game from Stonemaier. Worker placement. Viticulture. I've played Wingspan, and I've played Scythe, as you'll see in other videos. Viticulture is a worker placement game. You're basically taking ownership of a vineyard. You're placing your workers to, build structures, plant vines, fill orders. I don't have a lot of worker placement games in my collection. This is one that always gets good reviews, always has people talking, and for me, love the theme of wine. Love the worker placement idea. I need to get more worker placements to the table. And it's Stonemaier. It's beautiful art, beautiful production. 1 to 6 players, so why not get it to the table? Still in shrink, by the way. I think I bought this on sale around Black Friday. But still, this game's a little bit older. Something I need to get to the table pretty soon. Okay, number 6 is Set a Watch. Well, let's do this so you can see it better. There you go. Set a Watch. This game, cooperative game, 1 to 4 players. You take 4 heroes every time. If you're solo, you're playing 4 people. If you do 4 people, you get the idea. And you're rolling dice, using those dice to defeat bad guys. Basically, adventurers in a land. You're around this campfire. 3 of your heroes are going to be dealing with monsters in waves, and the 4th is going to be maintaining the fire. The brighter the fire, the more enemies you can see and plan for. And you also need to rest to, regain health, that kind of thing. This is a puzzle that I think I'm really going to enjoy. The theme of it, being adventurers on the land, gives you like Witcher vibes. Kind of fighting monsters and fighting off big bads. Yeah. Puzzly games that I can sit and play just by myself or with other people. Always high on my list. Number 6. Set a Watch. Looking forward to getting this to the table very soon. Alright, number 5. Like I said earlier, games like Zombicide got me into this hobby. Big board games, Eldritch Horror. The Cthulhu theme is something I'm into. I didn't think I was into it. I played Arkham Horror Living Card Game, and kind of that mysterious, unknown old god being really hooked me, and I liked it. This, you're going on an adventure, you're traveling the world, you're trying to stop the ancient evil from awakening and destroying all life. You have to find clues, you gotta go to different places. It's a big traditional board game, like board game like Mom and Dad used to play. No, it's not like a card game. It's not like little bar dice in it, but you're not just managing dice, you're also managing abilities and train tickets. It's something that I want to get to the table very badly. I think this game could be very fun. I just haven't got myself to put it down and learn it, and it's why it's the Shelf of Shame. Number 5. It's in there. We're in the top 5 now. Okay, now we're getting into some games that kind of have no excuse. Why are these on my Shelf of Shame? Number 4, Outer Rim. Star Wars theme. I mean, this for me is why I love Star Wars. You're piloting a ship, you're free out in space. It's a pickup and delivery system. I mean, who doesn't want to be Han Solo in the Millennium Falcon going out and smuggling bounties? I know I do. It's, bounty hunters, it's Star Wars. It's another one of those games that the theme is going to get me. I don't know why I haven't tabled this. I need to sit down and table this. The Shelf of Shame. I'm bringing it out into the light. Outer Rim. Game of bounty hunters, mercenaries, and smugglers. 1 to 4 players. Yeah. And the new expansion just came out, which I've read really sends this game into the next level. But I won't buy the expansion until I've tabled this. So I need to table this first. The Outer Rim. Yep. Number 3. Number four. We still have 3 more to go. We're in the top 3 now. Oh, number 3. Speaking of theme, Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle-earth. As a kid growing up, Lord of the Rings, top movies that I watched in theaters anywhere. I love the Lord of the Rings. Who doesn't? It's a great adventure. You're going out with your companions. This game, Journeys in Middle-earth, it's an app-driven game where you're going, I don't even know where you're going. You're going on a journey. Why is this on my shelf of shame? Well, because I paint minis. Did you say minis? Cut to the minis.
Jingle with me, baby. Jingle with me, baby.
See? Minis. Very sweet. I need to finish painting this. I need to get this to the table. It's story-driven. Lord of the Rings. Taking heroes up against bad guys. That's why it's number 3. Because it's got theme, it's got story, it's got minis. And that's all I need to get a game to the table. Alright, number 2. Big box. Cloudspire. Chip Theory Games. You've seen the channel, you know Too Many Bones has been on the channel. This, same quality components as Too Many Bones. It's a MOBA style lane tower defense puzzle. And you can do PvP and you can fight people and you can, the moves and the heroes, and you upgrade and you buy from the marketplace. There's beautiful art, there's currency, there's tower defense. This was an all-in Kickstarter that I got, and I have, I think, everything up to this point. I just went all in. I was like, it's Chip Theory, I don't care, I'm getting it all. And I played half of the introduction scenario, and I haven't tabled it since. It's such a good game that people love, and Chip Theory Games put out such good content, such quality components. I mean, the art inside the box. I mean, who puts art inside the box that good? They do. It's a game I want to sit down and just dig into and learn all the rules and really get it going. Cloudspire is my number 2 Shelf of Shame game. Needs to get to the table ASAP. Number 2. And my number 1 Shelf of Shame game. Now, this game this is literally based on other people's rankings. I'm a little intimidated by this game myself, but it is Spirit Island. Ranked number 1 best solo game in the year 2022. I'll leave a link down below for that. It's the BGG Top 200 list. This ranked number 1. It seems to be everyone's favorite brain burner. I mean, it's a heavy game. It's 4.06 out of 5 on the weight. You're playing, the twist on this that appealed to me was you're not playing invaders. You're playing the actual island. You're playing elements to ward off, invaders. It's one of those games that it is so heavy and it's such a brain burner. I haven't had a chance to get it to the table. It's sitting on my shelf every day and it stares at me. And I don't know. Maybe this holiday, maybe in January, February, who knows? But this, being rated so high, is my number 1 game that is on my Shelf of Shame. Or opportunity. Whatever you want. Go with whatever you want. Shelf of Shame. So that was my top 10 games that I have on my shelf that I don't play, or haven't played, or I've only played once and never did it again. I saw something actually earlier today. Before you buy new games, play the games you already have. Of course, that's not really fun. That's not the point of board games. It's to play what you have. You want the new hotness. But it's good to take a look at what your Shelf of Shame is and go back And maybe play a few games that you haven't played in a while, or ever. They're just sitting there waiting to be played. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any games that you have on your shelf of shame. And we can all commiserate together about how we don't play enough games. Because isn't that what this hobby's all about? Just playing games. Look for part 2 coming later this week. And until then, have a good one.